Biafra, superstars, media.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are at. Yes, I'm the Biafra Golden Child, and once again, I'm happy to have the opportunity to interact with us again. Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, I want to talk briefly about the recent trending audio and video and message where our own P2B, yeah, the former governor of Anambra State, uh, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in February 2023 elections, was, reported to have gone to General Yakubu Gowon to felicitate with him on his 90th birthday. And equally, when people asked him why he went to see Gowon, he was given the reason that he went to Gowon to show him that he has forgiven him, that history has forgiven him, and that he should go and sin no more. He should be rest assured Igbo people are forgiving him. He said the P2B was saying that as a politician and as a humanitarian personality, he felt it was only appropriate for him to go and see General Gowon and tell him, congratulations on your birthday. Yes, I'm an Igbo man. Yes, I don't have bitter feelings about you anymore. Yes, you were the one who orchestrated the Biafra war that killed the civil war that killed most of our people. But yes, I want you to know you have been forgiven. Head of state, general, you have been forgiven. Yes, go ahead. We are one family. One Nigeria should be something every one of us should aspire to achieve and aspire to, maintain, you know. So this has been a trending video, both the congratulation pictures, the viral messages, and P2B's, reaffirmation of why he, decided to, go and meet go on and wish go on well. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think at this juncture, I would just beg to differ briefly with the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party and, two-time governor of Anambra State, P2B. I think it's only important to remind P2B that uh, Biafra and the Civil War are, two things that the Igbos will not ever joke with. The Igbo man, the Biafran man, will never joke with the civil wars and the Biafra secessionist agenda. You know, yes. Why did I say so? As far as we're concerned, the average Biafran, the average Igbo man, remembers what happened to his people, to his population, to his destiny, to his homeland, and to the generality of his citizens between 1966, 67, 68, 69, 90. I mean, we know how the Igbos were slaughtered, marginalized, maimed, almost completely, you know, uh, um, completely annihilated from, especially other regions of Nigeria, especially the north, because of aftermaths of the Kaduna Nzogu coup of 1966. We equally, the Igbos equally experienced what happened again during the counter coup of June 1966, where, General Yakubu Gowon was foisted on this nation as its head of state. We know what happened. We know, the after effects and aftermath of that coup, where the Igbos were again, roundly pursued, with intention to kill, to maim, to destroy, and annihilate them from the geographical region called Nigeria. I mean, this culminated in the Igbos running for their life, especially back to their region in the southeast, where we call Biafra today. The Igbos had to run because they became an endangered species. It was as if there was a genocidal, reward for their head. There was every attempt to wipe them out, to kill them, to destroy them. And so when you record almost 4 million deaths, of a particular people in their region, 4 million deaths comprising the young, the babies, the not too young, the adults, and, the old and elderly. I mean, these deaths were avoidable deaths. So whoever considers this situation, especially the hardship, especially the difficulties, especially the economic, downturn, derailment, the hyper wickedness of Nigeria to the Biafrans during the civil war. I mean, nobody would take such things lightly, and Peter Bush should not pretend that he doesn't remember or he doesn't know what befell the Igbos. Okay, it's not a light matter. It's not a matter of latitude. It's not a simple thing. It's not what you throw behind the carpet or what throw back with a backhand. No. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to let P2B know that the issues concerning Biafra, and the Civil War are not personal. They're not personal. Instead, it is, in the group dynamism of the Biafra man. It is in their DNA. It is in their mind, enshrined in their mind, etched in their memory. It can never be, obliterated or deleted by any atom of, propaganda or politics. Yes, propaganda or politics. Even the late Dim Odumogu who we regard as the godfather of Biafra, and who was the one who was at the helm of affairs all through the period of the Civil War. In fact, he was the one who, led the fight against the Nigerian government during those periods of the Civil War, especially between 67, 68, 69, 70. I mean, Ochuku himself knew that he could not forgive anybody on behalf of the Igbo land, on behalf of the Biafra people. Yes, Ochuku knew it was an enormous tax, and it was one that was way beyond him. Yeah, so he never, yes, once or twice he did meet General Gowon. Once or twice they had encounters together. Even when Dimoduku died, Gowon had to come there and say, "Look, I like this man. He was my good friend. Unfortunately, the issues surrounding the civil war and the coup, the Cardinal Zogu coup, were things that throw us apart. Otherwise, Ujuku was a good man, but Ujuku never all the days of his life did he, even when he came back from exile, he never went on to embrace Jarawan, go on and say, I forgive you for what you did to us. No way, he didn't do that. And so when you consider uh, the extent that P2B's so-called convivialities and celebration with felicitations with General Gowon during his 90th birthday, you find out that that wasn't it wasn't too smart a move. Yes, we preach for forgiveness, we preach for understanding. Yes, we look for unity, but we must do it with a human face. You don't do forgiveness for somebody who does not show any atom of remorse whatsoever. Yeah, because when you consider what the Nigerian troops, Nigerian government did to the Biafrans, how they blockaded the sea transport, the air, how they blockaded us in the land, how they blockaded the seaports just to prevent people from bringing much needed supplies to Biafra land. I mean, it's not something you wish away. It's not something you forget in a hurry. So, P2B, yes, I know you're a politician. I know you are trying to, of course, look good before your political parties, look good before your fans, look good before people who admire you. But hey, come on, when it comes to matters like this, it's not about looking good, it's about looking real. Are you real? How can you congratulate a man who killed your grandfathers? If your grandfathers were not killed, mine were killed. If your grandmothers were not killed, mine were killed. If your sisters were not raped, mine were raped. My aunties were raped. Their tummies, those pregnant, they had their tummies ripped off. And so if you didn't see these things, I saw them. I was highly deprived as a little boy. Yes, I developed aspects of kwashiorkor too. Yes, at some points my tummy was protruding, my legs were so small to carry my bulky tummy and big head. Yes, my skin was leathery. If you pull it, it looked like elastic. Because why? I lacked basic uh, vitamins, I lacked zinc, I lacked iron, I lacked basic amenities from that could have been generated from food and good medical supplies. That was why when I talk of Biafra these days, when I remember what happened to our people, I say it passionately. I see anybody who is trying to undermine the wisdom, the hope, the gesture and the articulation of the United States of Biafra and see them as enemies because we know what we went through. We know what we went through. It's not a boys' company. It's not a Georgia. Yes, we were put at the highest level of human wickedness. The deliberate attempt was to wipe us out, kill them, butcher them, waste them, delete them. Everything they thought about us was negative, wicked, infamy of the highest order. Yes, General Gowon is 90 years. I congratulate him, he's 90, but that should end there. That should end there. Because I remember many people today died, could not even be, the children weren't up to 2 years, 3 years when they died. Some died in infancy, some died in the womb because of General Gowon and his, Nigerian federal height. Yes, I know what the Nigerian troops did to our people. Like I told you severally, they maimed them, cut off their fingers, cut off their toes so that they don't walk well. They can't farm, they can't handle cutleries, they can't handle ammunitions. They were vicious, wicked, highly acrimonious against our people. And I don't think Peter Obi, did well or remember these things when, he is uh, saying congratulations to Gowon for a job well done. Well done. No, but let me just get it. A lot of people have said, look, Peter yes, some people will come out and say, look, you don't need to explain to your people. You don't need to come out and say, don't apologize. You are a leader. If you say you went to go on and you are preaching unity and peace, and you are saying secessionist activities should stop, you are saying that now going on with one Nigeria, which was the mantra that Gowon supported, that you stand by it. Yes, it's your opinion, Peter Obi. It is. It's not the opinion of the Biafran man. In as much as we don't wish Gowon any harm, we don't wish him dead. If we wanted him dead, our people could have grabbed him anywhere he was, even in London, even outside this country, even within the country. They could have grabbed him. All these places he's going to do is preaching. Yes, in recent times he has become a pastor. Yes, let his conscience continue to judge him. If the Lord Almighty decide to forgive him, who am I to say no? But you shouldn't rob. You shouldn't rub salt on injury, P2P. You're going to go on and saying the things you said, telling him that you've forgiven him on behalf of who? Who empowered you? Who gave you such capabilities? Who gave you such capacities? P2B. Yes, you are a politician. Yes, you are a Labour candidate, presidential candidate for February 2023 elections. Yes, we know you are a governor of Anambra State, 4 years and another 4 years. Yes, you have good credentials. Yes, wonderful one. But hey, sorry, you don't speak for the Igbo man. You don't speak for the Biafran. You don't. You can't articulate single-handedly the feelings, the viewpoint, the motive vivendi of the Biafran man. No, you're an individual. You're an individual. And we have to call a spade a spade. Yes, P.O.B., you should realize that the story of the Igbo man, transcends even you, transcends even the Dim of the Mugweduku, transcends all our ancestors. The story of the Igbo man is a Republican who believes that he has to do a dollar's job for a dollar's pay. The Igbo man never settles for less. He never likes to dance for them to clap hands for him or to make a clown himself so that people would dash him money. We are not beggars. We've refused. We've refused to be beggars. At every point in time, the Igbo man has said, look, I want to stand on my own. I don't want to look at any person. I don't want to depend on any person. And it has always worked for us because the Igbo society was an egalitarian one. Every man to himself. If you succeed, you succeed. Even if your father was a Panwine Tapa, it doesn't mean you can't be a medical doctor. Even if your father was a cobbler, it doesn't mean you can be an engineer tomorrow. Even if your father was a vulcanizer, doesn't mean you can be a lawyer tomorrow. You see, these were things that happened in Nipola. We see a lot of opportunities. We see where a lot of people achieved beyond imagination because they set their mind to it, because they believe they could aspire, they believe they can acquire. And that is what Biafra is all about. That is what Biafra is all about, you know. So as far as we're concerned, the Gowon one, unfortunately, was a tool, a vehement tool, yes, a powerful tool during the Civil War, and a man who, if he had done the right thing at the right time, if a stitch in nine had been done, he could have saved nine. A stitch in time could have saved lives. Nine, he could have saved lives. Gowon did not do the right thing. Yes, Gowon did not do the right thing. There were the handwritings on the wall. It was flagrantly revealed to him what he should have done, but he looked the other side, pretended he didn't know what was happening, and the Biafrans were machined down, bombarded, killed, maimed, and almost wiped out of the geographical entity called Nigeria. Gowon didn't do right thing. Let's let him know. You don't forgive somebody, even a child, even a father, when a child has done wrong. You flog him vigorously. You punish him. And then you tell him why you're punishing him. The reason the Biafrans are not too happy with Gowon, may he live to 100 and something years. Well, we wish him all the best. But the reason they're not happy is that Gowon failed to do the right thing at the right time. Something that could have saved this, avoidable war. It was a reckless gamble for him. He wanted to show I could withstand Ojukwu. I don't care about his Oxford education. I don't care his father's wealth. I don't care about his, coming from an opulent home. No, I want to disgrace him. And so for him, for Gowon, at that point in time, it was a, personality struggle between him and late Dim Odumogwu. He felt he could outsmart Ojukwu. Unfortunately, that led to his wicked and acrimonious wickedness or practices during the Civil War. Gowon should have avoided and could have avoided that war. If Gowon had accepted the Aburi Accord, if Gowon had accepted, the confederation proposed by late Demo Ojukwu, if Gowon had listened to the former Ghanaian head of state, who said, look, there was no need for carnage. There was no need for war. Gowon listened. We're Africans. Our blood is the same. Don't be misguided. Let us move together for peace. The Organization of African Unity spoke to him. But Gowon was carried away by pride, by prejudice. Gowon thought, yes, it's between me and Ojukwu. Let me cut him to size. This is my chance. Let me cut him to size. I don't want to be considered weak. Let me cut Ojukwu down, cut his people down. I told you the story of the son of David, son of Solomon, when Solomon died after being a king in Israel for so long a time. And his son took over. As soon as his son took over, the Israelites came to him and said, wow, dear brother, our dear king, welcome on board. Yeah, but please reduce our luggage, reduce our baggage, remove our suffering, reduce our taxation, reduce the hours we work. They told him, please consider our plight. The hardship is too much. The difficulty is too much. Consider our plight. Consider our sorrows. We work and work and all day, and there's little recompense for us. There's little to show for it that we've been working. And what did the man do? Of course, he called the advisors of his father, and he told the Israelites, come back in 3 days, let me seek opinions. He called the advisors of his father, and they said, yes, the father was really mean. The father was too intense. The father didn't treat these people well. I think you should let them know that you will bring the meaningful change. You will represent a better alternative for them. You will give them, less severe, jobs to do. You will make things a bit more comfortable for them. He didn't listen. He still went to his youths, his age mates. That's what Gowon did. I said it several in some of my audios. Gowon went and consulted people he thought are his chumps, are his peer groups, people he thought are his it and kin, and people he thought knew better. And they told him, tell the Biafrans, tell those people in the southeast to go to hell. Tell them they have not seen anything. If you don't return back to Nigeria, if you don't become loyal at once, if you are not subservient, if you are not loyal, we will continue to, we'll march on your brains. We'll make your streets, we'll make your houses, we'll plow salt on your area, we'll annihilate you, we'll delete all of you. You better come back here and you have a record time. I'm giving you next couple of days. Get back to your duties and become subservient, accept things as they are. That was what Gowon did. He didn't listen to advice. He didn't listen to, wisdom. He didn't listen to reason. Yes, he felt it was something he could do. I mean, let's use might for might, power for power. I got the ammunition. I got the bomber jets. I got the population, the army. I've got all manners of control. I've got the British behind me. I've got all the world support behind me. I will wipe out Ojukwu and his, so-called Biafran useless people in a matter of weeks. Little did Gowon know that very, very fallible decision of his, that irresponsible decision of his, would eventually lead to a genocidal war that would last back to back over 4 years plus. Yes, the Biafrans were killed. Yes, but equally the Biafrans dealt with them too. We showed that we are not a mincemeat. We showed that we are not a people to be thrown away with scorn. No, the little resources at our hands, mostly indigenous, mostly ingenious, fabrications and inventions that Biafra could, profile. They used it and they sustained the war with the whole federal might, a full country with its armor, with its jet bombers, with its allies and supporters. Biafra, the small Biafra, held them like little David against Goliath, held them to stand still, severally winning the battle, severally, until, of course, unfortunately, the blockade that was advised by, late Fabafemi Awolowo, where he told them, if you want to defeat your enemy much, much earlier, please starve them. Starve them. Make sure they don't farm. Kill them so that they won't farm. Bombard them so that they don't go to farm. Cut their limbs if you have to, so that they will not touch the hole. When you've done that, block them. Block them from the sea. Block them from the air. Block them from the road. When food is not in that land, hunger. Hunger will be a terrible weapon. In fact, without hunger, they would now turn against Ojukwu. Yes, they will revolt against Dumegu Ojukwu, and Biafra will be a thing of the past. That was what they told Gowon, and that was what he did. That was how he prosecuted the war, using hunger and hardship, using non-availability of medicines, killing and maiming people. And today, P2B is saying, Gowon, I forgive you. I mean, your 90 years in the spirit of unity, in the spirit of peace. I come in peace. I welcome you. I congratulate you. Let's move forward. I believe in your mantra. Go on with one Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, in as much as I'm not tribal by God, neither am I saying there should be no forgiveness. Yeah, but we should weigh the outcomes. We should make a good evaluative assessments at all points in time. Yes, we should never be carried away, by the momentum. It's not about politics. Biafra is not politics. Biafra is a people's way of life. Biafra is the people and their communities, their culture. But Biafra is populations that were decimated deliberately. Biafra is our people who were forced to embark on an avoidable war. Because the man at the helm of affairs then, the then head of state, Yakubu Gowon, did not reason, did not listen to advice. He was young, he was naive, and he was trying to please his peer group, peer pressure, you might say. Yeah. So Mr. P2B, yes, I salute your courage. Yes, you're one Igbo man who has actually tried to stand out from the crowd. Your antecedents in politics are grandstanding and epoch making. But hey, sorry, I won't agree with you on this one. You failed. You failed, P2B. Let me tell you mildly, you failed. You didn't do well. If you wanted to commiserate with Gowon, felicitate with him on his birthday. You should have just wished him well, and that was it. Don't ever. You should never have said, yes, I want to show him he's been forgiven. I want to show him I'm forgiving him. Yes, because of what happened in the Civil War. I want to show him that, hatred is not eternal. We must at one point let it go. Let it go. That's what Peter will say. Oh, bro, my dear man, that's unfortunate. You don't echo the minds of the people, or generally of the Biafran people. Like I said, even let Dim Udumagujuku does not have the capacity or capability to say, I forgive Gowon. I forgive Nigeria for what they did to us. No individual has that power. You're on your own, sir. Your Excellency, former governor of Anambra State. PDP, Labour Party presidential candidate in February election. You're on your own. You spoke for yourself. Nobody gave you the mandate. Nobody told you to speak on behalf of Biafra. Biafra is capable of speaking for itself. We have people we listen to. We have phobias in Biafra. We have eminent personalities in Biafra. We have our Muslim leader, Mazen Namdekano. Yes, even though it's a DSS dungeon, we know very soon he's going to come out. When he speaks for Biafra, we listen because he will never make this kind of mistake. He will never dance to the gallery. P2B, you are dancing to the gallery. Yes, there's a level you get, you don't dance to the gallery anymore. Yes, that was a proverb our people taught us. One of the proverbs they taught us is that it is only the eyes of childhood that fears a painted devil. Yes, only the eyes of childhood that fears a painted devil. P2B, Biafrans have reached a point of no return. We are not going to be, marginalized anymore. We are not going to, dwell on mundane things. No, our eyes are set towards a target. Yes, we are set towards a target, and that is where we are going. Forward ever, backward never. Yes, P2B, if you are not aware, if you are not fully aware, we have people who talk for us. We have our venerable, indefatigable, yes, astute, you know, uh, strong and able, powerful prime minister in the person of Simon Ekpa. Yes, he is our venerable prime minister and is taking us to the promised land. He has assured us, yes, that come 2nd December 2024, the United States of Biafra will be fully promulgated. It will be inaugurated. It will become, a country of its own with every rights and appurtenances thereto. So it will be a sovereign nation. So P2B, I think if you want to listen to Biafra, if you want to talk for Biafra, you should align to this gentleman. He has told us what to expect. He has told us who to forgive. He has told us how to move on. That is where we are. One of the things we know for sure is that Yakubu Gowon, did a dastardly act, committed atrocities and acrimonies against the Biafran people. And these are people who will remain the enemies of the United States of Biafra, except we see, a meaningful, gargantuan remorse on their part, not all this so-called crocodile tears, not all this so-called dancing to the gallery. Nobody should politicize Biafra or the memory of Biafra. Yes, Pirobi, you are politicizing Biafra. You want to use it to Ghana fans from the north or northwest, northeast, Plateau, where General Gowon comes from. No, it's not about politics. The blood of our martyrs, their souls must rest in peace. And that's what we're pursuing. That's what we're looking forward to come 2nd December 2024. It cannot be more, it cannot be less. And so, my dear P2B, you went too far. You went too far. Retrace your steps. You want to be taken seriously? Retrace your steps. Retrace your steps. You have committed Biafrans very badly because of your inordinate ambition to be a president. Don't do that next time. Don't do that. If you want your respect, you want people to talk good about you, don't ever ridicule Biafra again. Biafra and Biafrans are a people with every right and privilege to run their own country. We have decided to be our own because we have been marginalized, we have been subjugated, we have been made to feel inferior. We have been considered a defeated people, much against what the so-called General Gowon preached after the Civil War. No victor, no vanquished. And yet we have been vanquished. Yet we were gifted with 20 pounds. 20 pounds after the Civil War. P2B, did you realize that? 20 pounds. Imagine how rich you are now. And then after the war, despite your multi-millions, you were gifted with 20 pounds. If you remember that, you will know that going to go on and trying to create all this hula baloo, or try to all this so-called masquerading as felicitations and all that, does not hold water for us. We are not interested. You're a Biafran, be a Biafran to the core. Take it or leave it. 2nd December 2024 is a mandate, is our ambition, is our goal. And we're looking forward to it with every God soul. We're looking forward to it with all our expectations, great expectations. When on that day, our able Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, who speaks for us, who should guide us, who should lead us, to the promised land, will declare the United States of Biafra open and ready to commence activities as a sovereign nation. So I'm so sorry. IPOB, you might not like what I'm saying, but I like calling a spade a spade. I like, saying the way it is, not to say that and try to beggar the issue. No, Biafra is our way of life. Biafra is in our DNA. Together, we're looking forward to the day we'll be emancipated, liberated, and when we have our own geographical entity. That day, everybody will hear it loud and clear. Yes, everybody will hear it loud and clear that Biafra is indeed the promised land. This is the hope of everything we experienced in 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Biafra will be the final consolation. Biafra will be the resting place of our martyrs and our departed heroes. God bless the United States of Biafra. God bless Simon Ekpa, our able Prime Minister. God be with our maximum leader, Mazen Namdekan. Yes, Biafra, on Biafra, United States of Biafra, we stand. Thank you, gentlemen. It's always good to call a spade and not an agricultural instrument. Thank you and God bless you.
Yeah, Biafra, yeah, Superstar Media, tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra. I wanna know. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra. I wanna know. We going back to the land. We going back to the motherland. Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the land. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the land.